Tuloy-tuloy lang din po ang ating paghahanap dito sa Kababayan LA ng ating mga kababayan na pwede nating maipagmalaki. We call them Kababayan Achievers. One of them is our guest. Not too long ago, we had an interview with him. He is an MBA candidate sa Harvard and an MIT, a PhD candidate sa MIT. Ito po si Jun Bautista. All right, Jun Bautista, you are a quality director, Harvard MBA candidate, and MIT PhD candidate. You've been going through school all your life, also working, but it's not all work for you. You also know how to play. You're a surfer, a snowboarder. You're a father. But see, the thing is, I'm reading through your bio, and you're saying here that you can sum up everything in 10 words, which is, if it is to be, it is up to me. As a Kababayan achiever, explain that to us.
You know, like I said, it's the 10 two-letter words that has practically governed my life. I guess I'm very philosophical about the way I do things. There's always a philosophy behind why I achieve things the way how I get there. So again, I'm a very driven person. If I put my heart and mind into it, I won't stop.
Which is what you did. Nung umalis ka sa Pilipinas and you decided to migrate here, it wasn't something that you did on a whim. You thought about it, not turn off ka sa sistema nun sa Pilipinas. Can you tell us about that?
I used to work for the government when I was in the Philippines, and I guess well, first of all, I had to leave the country or else, I was very successful, but in the Filipino way.
Well, you see, that's what I hear frequently, and I see that also, the mentality among our kababayans, may kaibahan eh. Successful, the Filipino way, is different from successful, the American way. Explain that to us.
Successful, the Filipino way, we have what we call habilidad. So it's not only the education, good education that helps you, it's who you know, and it's all habilidad. And so in a way...
So connection, didikit ka kay ganitong politiko, kay ganitong presidente.
And that's precise. And you never, I guess from a philosophical standpoint, I couldn't really gauge how good I really was.
Right.
So
I guess.
It was not challenging.
Plus, there's no security in that.
There is none.
Pagka nagpalit ng administrasyon, iba na naman yung mga...
Yeah.
But anyway, so what about success the American way?
Success the American way is more or less you work hard for it.
Right.
And I started that way, I guess. When I came to this country, I worked 16 hours, and
16 hours in a day.
16 hours, yes.
Wow.
I had 2 jobs.
I can't even do 8.
Yeah, I had 2 jobs, and the only way, and it dawns on you that the way to succeed here is to work hard and to acquire the education that's necessary.
Right. That's why you've been going to school, you've been working as well. It must be difficult to balance that, especially when you had a daughter.
Yeah, going to school, I guess, is how I get mad at the world. Whenever I get mad, I go to school.
Why?
That's my outlet.
What about the world that gets you mad?
I'll give you an example. When I first joined the military, I was you're a minority. And so the first time I ever got mad was, I joined the military to get more education anyway, because I'm a frustrated, I guess I wanted to go to AIM, or the Ancient Institute of Management, and I was never able to do it. So when I joined the military, that was in pursuit of further education. So there I was told that I was a young officer at the time, or I was, an officer candidate. And they said that the only job opening they had was a missile launch control officer, because they had to fill a minority quota. I said, I don't think that's right.
Right.
So I belabored and I said, well, there's another option for me, and that's to fly. So I took the Air Force pilot battery test.
Right. So you can then get a job.
Yeah.
See, you know what? That's the aspiration of all kababayans who migrate here, which is to give a better life for themselves and also for their relatives, I guess. But then at the same time, we always hear about this to pursue the American dream. What is the American dream?
The American dream is basically, it's my interpretation of the American dream is to pursue without limit. And that's what it is. It's the dream. The dream is whatever you want to make it to be, and it's continuing. For me, I people ask me where you're actually living the American dream, and I said yes, and I'm continuing.
You won't stop. There's no limit.
Because there is no limit.
But see, I'm sure there were times before when you said you wanted to stop. Were there ever times when you wanted to give up? Times that were so hard, you just want to just stop?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really. What gets you through? What gets you through the disappointments and the hardships? What enables you to keep going and not even think of stopping?
Going to school. Going to school.
So it was an outlet for you.
It was an outlet for me. I mean, I would say, this is it. I give up. I'll just go home to the Philippines or whatever.
Right.
But instead of doing that, I think I keep pursuing it. So I go to school.
Right.
And I guess without being conscious of achievements, it's just, for me, it's just there. You dangle it in front of me, I'll take it.
Right.
You show me a wave, I'll surf it.
Right.
You show me a mountain, I'll scale it.
So to end this conversation, what advice would you give others out there? There are hardships facing ethnic immigrants here in the States, especially Filipinos within our community. Also, there's different forces that sometimes discourage us. What would you tell them? How would you advise them to keep going?
You have to take, you have to realize that being a minority, being a Filipino or being an islander or in some application forms you're considered as others. You have to take that in stride and move on. Like I said, discrimination is part of life, regardless of what color, what religion, whatever it is, there will always be that you will always be discriminated upon until there is really no end to it. As I sit here and I'm talking to you, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm the only Filipino in Genzyme, and
right.
You're in pursuit of a career, and of course there's discrimination, but you just have to. I guess you just have to persevere. And when you're angry, go to school. Acquire sharpen the edge. And education is, I can't underemphasize the value of education.
Wow. Okay.
And being Filipinos, we have the right foundation.
First time I'm hearing that advice. When you're mad, go to school. It must be expensive when you get mad.
No, you get it for free.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and more power to you.
You're more than welcome. All right.